Wait, am I live? Whoops, that was an accident. Am I live? Oh, that was not supposed to be live. Dang it, when you press start streaming. Frick. I gotta pull my chat up. Alright. This is gonna be such a scuffed stream. This is not gonna be a very professional looking piece of... This is not gonna be a very professional piece of architecture. People are in chat. Hi. I'm sorry. I can't see you. I'm apologizing. Now, my throat, my voice is basically gone. So this stream might not be too long just because my voice is kind of poo-poo. I'm doing the announcement on Discord. Hi. I can't see you. I can't see you guys yet. Yeah, my voice is gone. Hi. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Let me go to my YouTube. Oh, YouTube crashed. It's called having a good phone. Alright, give me a second. View channel, live stream. Yeah. Sick. Alright, what's up, Emily? What's up, Martin? And yeah, so guys, I have the supercomputer to my right. Here, you guys want to see it? I really want to show it. Look, there it is. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. It's so nice having a computer. Also, yeah, that's my suitcase behind me. Yeah, I literally just got home. So, excuse my voice. Excuse me. My existence. You guys know the drill. Yeah, right there. There you go. Hi. Yeah. Today's gonna be pretty chill. I have been summoned. I'm figuring out what new name. Hang on. That's a funny name. That's a good name. You should keep on. You should keep that. That's a funny name. Will we ever see lag again? I have no idea. I have basically done zero gaming on this thing. I downloaded Fortnite for like 10 minutes and played it on my computer to test my drivers to see if they were installed. But I've downloaded Security Breach. I've downloaded Ruin. I've downloaded Phasmophobia. I've downloaded all of the FNAF games again. I've downloaded Phasmophobia. I've downloaded other games too. I downloaded Overwatch. I doubt you guys care about that game. But I've downloaded so many games, and like I haven't played any of them. So there will be a Security Breach stream, a Ruin stream, like playing them on actual settings. So I haven't figured out when I'm gonna do any of that, but that is in the plans of, you know, that's in the future plans that we're gonna actually do that. So, yeah. What's up, Maximum? How you doing? Yeah, what's up, Barracks? You were on the struggle bus, bruv. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my voice is like pretty taxed. So probably just gonna watch the Game 3 video. I have not seen this video. I've seen a small clip. If you guys have seen this, no spoils. But the only thing that I've seen people talk about this video is that it's MatPat asking for help on some mysteries within FNAF. I don't know what mystery. Due to sometimes the thumbnail would help you, but seeing as the thumbnail has Glamrock Freddy, every single one is Glamrock Freddy, but I'm gonna assume that this might have something to do with Security Breach and Ruin, possibly a Help Wanted theory. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Help Wanted 2, because you guys don't know, the Help Wanted 2 trailer literally released not too long ago. So I'm not too sure about, if this is going to contain any Help Wanted. If I had to predict one he's going to talk about, I remember the last time he did this video, it was about a cipher in the Security Breach logbook. No, Security Breach? No, Security Guard. And I remember he wanted help finding out what the name of the crying child was, or Cassidy. It was Cassidy. Finding out the name of Cassidy, who was the other spirit in Golden Freddy. And if I'm going to guess, if it's going to say help me solve the impossible, I'm going to assume it has something to do with the pesky numbers in Ruin. If you guys don't remember, there's like these numbers on the wall, and there's like one in Baby's room and then one near Glamrock Bonnie, and they're all written on like dashes on the wall. And I'm going to guess it has something to do with that, because the last time he did this, he did that. So I'm guessing here. Let me read your guys' chat. I'm sorry, I'm so not used. I only have one monitor. This setup is so scuffed. I have one monitor, which is what I'm going to be viewing the video on. Normally, on my previous setup, I would look and there would be a monitor with my laptop with my chat. I only have one monitor. So every time I want to see what you guys say, I have to go whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, this is, I got to do each and every time. All right. Sorry, I think I'm sick. It's pretty bad. All right, let me read some messages here. Wait, Enderben or Tip with the new member for 4 months. Thank you so much, Enderben. I was not expecting this on the first day back. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the Super Sandwich Club. What do we got? Sorry. I see you're finally showing your hair again. I did get a haircut. It's not, I normally put like gel or something in it, like to make it look nice, but it's just I have a headset on. I don't like care. It's whatever. Dude, the part where Map does a backflip into transition to time traveling ball pit was amazing. You're spoiling. Stop it. Meh theories as well. I'm like, some bro, why did you care? I'm good though. You, I'm a little sick, but we're chilling. We're gonna survive. I will survive. All right. I'm gonna assume that you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna assume that you guys can see this.
Okay, I'll leave
That's a little loud. I need you guys to tell me if something's too loud, by the way.
you to it. See you on the flip side.
So I will catch you on the flip side.
Hopefully.
I called it. I totally called it. 8 years ago, I told you that the purple guy was the phone guy, and now here we are. William Afton, our killer, is on a phone saying
making
"See you
fake
on the
theories."
flip side," just like phone guy did all those years ago. Finally, I've been vindicated.
Can we please talk about the fact that no matter, it doesn't matter, there's few things guaranteed in life. Death, taxes, and MatPat always making a good intro. Or Game Theory, making a great intro. That was awesome.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show where every
welcomed.
victory is bittersweet. You see, while I
I
should
have
be
been
super
welcomed.
happy that I just had one of my oldest FNAF theories confirmed, instead, I'm feeling haunted by the unsolved mysteries of the past. Let me explain. At this point in the series, I feel like
If you don't mind me asking, when is your birthday? I just need to know how much money I should be saving up. I will not tell you when my birthday is.
we have a really solid understanding of the story.
What if we did this? Hold up. I have an idea. Hold up. What if I did this? Guys, I have an idea. How do I go to my channel? How do I go to my channel? Hold up, guys. I have an idea. What if we do this? What if we have like a birthday? How about this? The birthday. If you guys really want to do like a birthday thing, the birthday will be the day that the channel was made. How about that? We don't have to worry about my birthday, but we could celebrate like the day that the Sandwich League channel was created. If that's what you guys want to do, we'll do that. Okay? We'll do that instead. Sound good? I don't want to like do like personal birthday stuff, whatever. We'll just do like, we'll celebrate the day the channel was created. How about that? Does that work? Also, Emily, thank you for also becoming a member for 3 months. Gaslighting isn't real. You're just crazy. Stop gaslighting me with your message telling me that gaslighting is bad. But thank you so much for becoming a member.
folks. We know the general timeline. The few big lingering questions that we've struggled with are starting to come into focus.
I'm guessing
Where's
it's the
place of the sister location. Well, the most
I was so
recent
wrong.
Games and books have hinted at its connection to
so
the
wrong.
Fredbear era. What's the origins of Fazbear? Well, the books seem to be giving us more and more hints pointing at the early days of William and Henry's working relationship. What was the deal with FNAF 4? Literally, the final tale of the Pizzaplex all but spells it out for us. All of those are probably theories best saved for a later date, but today
I was really hoping for him to give a theory on didophobia or talk more about that. Because that whole, like, hallucinogenic gas that, like, that story introduces is really cool. And I really want to see what MatPat thinks about it. And I don't think he's covered it in, like, full length into how he thinks it, kind of, seeps into the overall lore. So I'm a little like angry. It seems that he's not going to talk about it because obviously says I want to focus on something else. But at the same time, dang it, I really wanted to see him talk about it.
Hey, I wanted to focus on something else. The clues that we've all completely missed. The times when this franchise has explicitly tried to tell us something and we've utterly failed to pick up on what it's been laying down.
Wait, am I right or wrong? Wait, what? Is he not talking about sister
Let me be
location?
clear. I'm not talking about me overanalyzing some minor
I'm very
detail
confused.
of
He's
the game
confused
world.
me.
I'm talking about very clear puzzles that were very obviously set up by the game makers for us to solve that we've been unable to do anything with. And the reason I'm calling it out...
Okay, I don't know if he's going to say it. I 1,000% believe that... Okay, I don't know. I'm going to get pissed on for saying this. I 1,000% believe that the Afton family saga of like Five Nights at Freddy's, like the first era, I'm gonna call it, like pre-Help Wanted, pre-Security Breach, like the first 6 games, kind of. I believe that Scott and Steel Wool have left enough pieces out there that we can solve for it. I really think, like, I've seen people constantly arguing and bickering, like, about, like, where those, like, fit in and, like, how those work. I 1,000% believe that they are arguing over complete nonsense. I think that Scott's and Stu will have perfectly put everything where it's supposed to be, and I think that there's nothing else to solve for. So by January 12th, your money is saved up for a big donation. You guys don't have to donate anything, okay, guys? Please, let's not think that you have to donate all your money, okay? I appreciate you guys being members. If you really want to support the channel, just become a member. That's all you got to do, okay? All you got to do. But yeah, 1,000%. This is when it comes to the pieces that have been put out there that we haven't solved, completely believe first half of like everything up till the end, everything up till, oh, I'm thinking my phone is wrong. Everything up till that era is completely solvable. I think Scott's put enough, a competent enough story out there that we can put it together. And people that are, and some of the people that are bickering and arguing over it are I want to get past this point, but what they're doing is they're, because they're bored, they just tear out the floorboards of previous theories and like just rip things out, like, oh my goodness, I don't like this, sure, like, oh, let's, change this, like, no, we had it, why are you tearing it up again? But yeah,
now is because they're starting to
have an opinion. I know
there have been no less than 4 of these sorts of major puzzle moments. At least 3 of them are connected, and it's been going on for the better part of 6 years.
Okay.
So now that we're all done
have my
fangirling over
information.
Doug's apps,
I finally got my appetizer.
This guy's hilarious. You guys haven't seen this. If you have not seen this guy, he's like the lawyer in the FNAF movie. He is hilarious. Did I ask? I did not ask. What's up?
Help
How you doing? Welcome to the
drops
stream.
and adds a whole new layer of mysteries to solve, I wanted to take a minute to stop and see if now, finally, we were able to solve these
Welcome to the
mysteries
stream.
once and for all. The pieces are in place for us. The question is, are we able to put them together? The first one of these is also the most recent, so it should come as no surprise to see me bringing it up here. The tally marks codes that we found hidden throughout FNAF Ruin.
I guessed it. These tally marks are ridiculous, and I hope, sadly, because the title is "Help Me Solve the Impossible," I doubt he actually solves it by the end of the video, which kind of sucks because it's 24 minutes. But I guess whatever. Okay, 24 minutes, my pet. Really? Whatever.
For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, in the newest game, right before you reach Bonnie Bowl, there's a corridor with a number of real doors, as well as several blocked
What's up, Frank? How you doing?
doors. If you walk through one of the real-life doors, you'll find a room full of baby plushies. This is already a bit weird because the game makes it a point to call out the fact that baby should not be here. Specifically with the AR
Also
plush
interesting.
baby toy where the description reads,
Yes.
quote, what's she doing here? The answer, we suspect, is that the Pizzaplex, sister location, the FNAF 6 location, and the FNAF 4 house are all practically built on top of each other. Or at the very least, exist as one.
I've seen a lot of people. Was that the Bite of 87? Hello, people. Yeah, when it comes to FNAF, people like to say they're all built on top of each other. I like to think they're connected, not built on top of each other. Because if they're built on top of each other, then the progression becomes interesting. Yeah, the progression just. Yeah,
one
whatever.
connected
It's not important.
series of
I think they're
buildings.
connected.
We go into the basement of the Pizzaplex.
At minimum
where we find
connection.
The FNAF 6 location. In a secret ending of Ruin, we see a version of sister location Scooper deactivating the Mimic. And in one of the final tales of the Pizza.
But then the question is that the Scooper? Then the next question is. Yeah, we're watching MatPat's game theory. I haven't seen it. If you guys have, you probably have. If you're a FNAF fan, you'll probably have a couple comments. MatPat seems to be going the right way. I like what he's talking about. This is the tally marks. If you guys have seen them in Ruin or other people like comment about them, they're really interesting. As far as I know, there's no solve. I'm not smart enough to put that stuff together. I leave that to other capable people that are much more intelligent and have a lot more free time. But I do think that this is one of the largest mysteries, and there is something that Steel Wool's trying to tell us, and we just didn't figure it out.
Pizzaplex stories, we
You
read
like the
about
theory?
how
Alright.
the FNAF 4 house is connected to Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. So really, to answer
Yes.
Cassie's question, the baby plushies are here because they all share a connected history. A history that is gradually being excavated layer by layer underneath the Pizzaplex. Anyway, in this room, the dolls laugh at you, and then, when you turn around, they disappear. Nothing all that surprising.
Yeah,
But
they're
what
very
is
weird.
surprising is what remains in the left-hand corner right where the plushies sat. You'll find a chair turned to face the corner and a sequence of tally marks carved into the wall.
I don't know if he's gonna say it, but I instantly. Oh, whoops! My mic did something funky there. I don't know if he's gonna say it, but instantly the tally marks remind me 1000% of a kid because of the way the chair is. Like, it's in timeout. Like, I don't know if you guys have been punished this way. I was a little brat as a child. You do something dumb, you get punished. What was the punishment? You sit in timeout and you have to look at a wall, or you got in trouble. So I 100% think it's a kid. Or, people are going to hate this, but it further fuels the whole, robo-kid theory. I don't know.
Wall. And these aren't just random markings either. They're specifically
Samuel, I have a
in
question.
groups
Go ahead
of
and ask it.
2s, 4s, and 5s. And they're grouped in
Did
such a
I
way to
ask?
suggest
joking.
words, or at the very least, separate letters. Now, that alone would
Ciphers.
be
Oh my
weird, but an
goodness.
even bigger, clearer
Biggest
display of
pain.
tally marks appears again about an hour later into the game. After completing Bonnie Bowl, you enter Bonnie's green room behind the bowling alley. Not only does this area show us the special relationship that existed between Freddy and Bonnie, if you put on the Vanny mask on the wall over top of the pin loading stack,
Hey, everyone that's been shipping FNAF characters for the past, 9 years, you must feel very vindicated right now.
bot is another code, much larger and much more organized than the one that we just saw before. And once again, all the tally marks here are specifically grouped into 2s, 4s, and 5s. No ones or 3s in sight. They are obviously meant to be connected. They're obviously
Muffin Kingdom,
trying
what's
to
up?
tell us something, but we are
Jacko
obviously not
Chica?
getting the message. So what can we do? Well, the first answer is to try a substitution
Bonnie. Yeah,
cipher.
everyone has
Tally
been
up the
shipping.
numbers and swap in the appropriate letters. Notice though that the tally marks are weirdly spaced out, which led a bunch of us to believe that we're supposed to be using those spaces to define each.
Okay, quick mention to add into this. To add to these notes and everything. If you guys remember, in Security Breach, there was the code that was put on the wall in Security Breach that the community solved really fast. I don't know if you guys. Here, oh my goodness, this keyboard. Security Breach wall code. Let's see. So we can find it. First thing. Secret wall code. Yeah, it was this. If you guys remember this is what people solved really fast, that steel wool added. So just to set, this isn't some new thing that's been done before, this new random thing. It's just it's a kind of like a steel wool. I think steel wool is starting to add it to their games as hey guys, we're making FNAF games now. This is how we're gonna do to make things interesting. We're gonna hide codes and all that. So I think that that wall code is another evolution. I'll open the image in a new tab if you guys want to get a better look at it. But it's this, it's like that code. Just like that. But yeah. Alright, back to the video.
Each letter, adding up the numbers
not,
that aren't
brand new.
separated by the space. So
What's
the
a
top
muffin
line
game?
there is going to be 4, then a space, then 544, which would add up to 13. It's a pretty darn self-explanatory system here. Doing that for the whole thing gives us a code of 4, 13, 6, 19, 4, 17, 7, 4, 16, 10, 8, 7, 27, 19. Which, if you do a standard number to letter conversion, gives you this. DM, FS, D, Q, G.
0 vowels. That's not going to work.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to leave it there. Clearly, this isn't working. It's just a bunch of random letters. You'll also notice that there's a 27 in that number mix, which should have been our first red flag.
Yeah, 26
Considering
letters.
that, there's
Yep.
only 26 letters in the English alphabet. But Reddit user T-Girl
Frank, yes, some of the ship content on YouTube was very, very edgy and borderline should have gotten people banned. I never got put in the corner when I was sad. I definitely just went into the corner myself. Martin, you were perfect. You're probably you're very perfect. I imagine you never got in trouble at all. The series on YouTube, yeah, I already said that. Hot take. All right, guys, hot take. Wish I had an alarm to ring in the background with a hot take. Ding, 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 ding. Hot take. Hot take. I hate FNAF Security Breach, Ruin, and Help Wanted. You're not alone. I also dislike Security Breach. I like Help Wanted, though, and I like Ruin. So I disagree with 2/3 of your statement, but I agree with one. I agree with 1/3. So you have a 33% agreement rate. But yeah, Enderben, we all know. I think that you love
Earl
Security Breach.
Lunara wasn't deterred.
No, wait. Enderben. No, that's Tybalba that
Because the alphabet doesn't
defends
have
Security
27 letters,
Breach.
they instead took it a step further and tried the whole thing as a shift cipher. A shift cipher is similar to a Caesar cipher, but instead of the numbers
If you guys don't
converting into
recognize
standard
this
letters
was
like
all in that
A1,
first
B2,
video,
C3,
like,
etc.,
help me
who
solve
instead
something.
mix up or shift the order in some way. So now, for instance, A is 7, B is 8, C is 9, and so on. Normally in a Caesar cipher, the alphabet then loops back around, so if A was 7, Z would then equal 6, but in a shift cipher, that doesn't happen. The
Yeah,
numbers just
ciphers
carry
are
on
very,
as
very,
is. So in
very,
this
very
case, if
difficult.
A equals 7, then Z would equal
I will say this, guys. Ciphers are very difficult, but actually, this sounds, interesting, AI can actually be used to help solve ciphers. Another franchise that I follow, Call of Duty Zombies, there's been ciphers that have been put into the games that we as a community haven't been able to solve, but using AI, some of them were bad, like they weren't really solved, but some of them AI was actually able to make or help solve keywords within the cipher to help put together a larger puzzle. So I wonder if AI will ever be used to, I don't know, solve ciphers in FNAF.
equal 32. For this particular instance, T-Girl Lunara put A equaling 4, which meant that 27 was now X, and gave us the entire code of Ajka Pan-damaged XP. Not a lot of lore significance with that one, but I did want to continue down that path. So we tried hundreds of different Shift and Caesar ciphers. They all came out as absolute gibberish. We also tried just unscrambling the words. Maybe there was another arrangement in there that would give us a more cohesive answer, but yet again, more gibberish. Another solution was presented by user Smartfella Fartsmella, great name there, who also tried adding up the numbers, but this time they didn't do it by adding up
I
the
don't know,
numbers
Matt Pat.
in
This
each group,
video
instead
seems
the
a little
numbers in
interesting.
each column. Again,
This video is titled Help Me Solve the Impossible. I don't know if these ciphers, I don't know, guys, this isn't looking good for the ciphers actually being solved.
notice the odd spacing of all these tally marks. It can't be a coincidence, right? The first column contains a 4 and a 5, so that would be 9. The second is just the 2, next up is 5, so on and so forth down the line. Ending up with this code. 925913 only had numbers that fell within the alphabet. So converting all of these numbers into letters, we got ourselves the following.
I can see the text here before it even, oh, it's already finished.
We once again went through with all the classic Caesar ciphers,
Yeah,
word
there's no-
unscramblers, and all that stuff.
Not even enough vowels to really make a good, a
Once
proper
again,
sentence.
wound up with nothing. Back to the drawing board for the third time. An anonymous poster.
What's up, Moses? How you doing? Welcome back, Moses. How you doing? You've already watched this? Yeah, I was on vacation. That's why I wasn't streaming at all. Or, videos were slowing down. So, since I was on vacation, I was not able to watch this. So, I thought, literally, there's a suitcase right there. It's off, right, wait, where, I can't see where I'm pointing. But I'm going to point that way and assume you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a suitcase right over there. I literally just got home. And I just got a new computer. So, I'm very excited.
Uploaded this onto Imager, and the same point was later brought to my attention by Reddit user NoRate. Basically, what they pointed out was that the tally marks in the corner of Baby's room make a 5x5 grid. A grid that, when rotated or flipped, can map perfectly onto the tally code that we see on the wall of Bonnie Bowl. NoRate actually took this information and pointed out the fact that the main grid arrangement seems to line up with something known as a polybius cipher.
I'm doing good.
which
I'm
uses
doing good. I'm a little
5x5
sick right
grid
now.
of letters
My
to
voice is a
scramble
little,
or
my
unscramble
voice
code.
is a little hoarse.
Basically, a number code like
Not feeling
53
too
would
good,
mean
but
that you go along the top
it's
5
whatever.
and then down 3, and boom, that right there is the letter for your
Spammer's
phrase.
going crazy this stream. Yeah, the spammer is just this one kid who is used racist language and doesn't realize that calling people racial slurs is not a good thing and is something that actually carries consequences. So this person is unable to accept those consequences and unable to accept the fact that they messed up and they did something wrong. And they won't apologize they were completely unapologetic about it. So that's what's really happening here, guys.
Phrase. And while it certainly seems promising at first, sadly the method also came up short. With only 2s, 4s, and 5s as the tally marks, the grid wasn't really giving us any information that we could use to decode anything. We needed an entire alphabet.
No worries,
not
Enderman.
just a
Thanks for
few
joining,
random tally marks. The same held true for another famous 5x5 grid cipher, the Playfair cipher, which requires a code word to use.
Ooh,
What could that
he's
code
gonna
word
mention
be? Who knows? Did it feel like we were actually starting to make some level of
Okay.
progress here? Yes,
Yes, good job, Matt Pat. You're pointing it out. And honestly, him just making a video on the ciphers is good enough. Because the ciphers are... best way to say it, ciphers are important because it's something that I think Stool is going to add more and more throughout the games. They're going to have one in each one. They kind of let the community solve. Excuse me. And it's always important for MatPat to make videos like these because, as you guys can see, 2.4 million views in one day. Right down here, it's important that MatPat makes these videos because more and more people are going to be focused on and become aware of the stuff that actually needs to be solved. Because stuff like this can get forgotten very easily. Hey, Crashmaster, thank you for becoming a member. Again, OMG, it's the real sandwich, man. Yes, indeed it is. Thank you, Crashmaster, for becoming a member. Can we get some W's for Crashmaster? Oh, no. This is not good, guys. Man. And what's crazy is no one was sick at my Thanksgiving. Also, how was y'all Thanksgiving? How was everyone's Thanksgiving? Yeah, but, yeah. How's everyone's Thanksgiving? But yeah, thank you, W Crashmaster, guys.
Absolutely. But did any of it yield us any results?
Nope.
No. But here's where things get really interesting. This isn't the first time FNAF has stumped us with
No,
talent.
it's not. I
Rewind
said it at the beginning of the
backwards
live stream.
6 years, my friends, to the release of the Freddy Fazbear Security Logbook, home to my two oldest and greatest nemeses, the Foxy Grid and the Dabbing Chica. For those of you who haven't been a part of the
I still can't believe Scott did that. I still can't believe Scott did that. That was funny. Scott and the artists and the people who made that book, that was hilarious. My family gathers giving me anxiety for some reason. Thanksgiving is mid. Hey, it's your family. I mean, I don't know how comfortable you are around your family, but for me, it's good. Like, if I was to do it with a bunch of random strangers, I would not be very good. But because it's family, it's nice to see people. And I like cooking. So I helped prepare some of the food. It was nice.
the community for that long, let me quickly tell you that this seemingly innocent children's workbook was pivotal for decoding FNAF 4, for giving us the name of Cassidy, for frustrating us to no end with seemingly unsolvable number puzzles. The most notorious of them all was the Foxy Grid, a numeric grid with a hidden alphabet written into its squares, a grid that we still haven't figured out.
That's true. We never figured out the point of it. I wonder what it was going to solve, though. I'm not going to lie. I personally believe that the purpose of the book was to solve Cassidy, because at the time... Here. Best way to say it is this. At the time, I think that this book was supposed to help us solve Cassidy, because at the time, it was around like that, Ultimate Custom Night, FNAF, Ultimate, FNAF 6. It was around that time, and there were characters that still hadn't really been fully panned out, and characters that haven't, for example, I think Scott knew that Cassidy was a spirit within Golden Freddy, but I don't think he felt satisfied with the way that he put the information out there to help solve for there being another spirit within Cassidy, besides, obviously, the Fazbear Fright that would release later on, the new kid, and then, obviously, this book. But until then, I don't think he felt satisfied with the information that was put out there so that the community would solve for Cassidy or solve for another spirit within Golden Freddy. So that's why this book was created. But I could be entirely wrong. Also, to establish Mike.
The use of to this very day. You ever read
I ate a deer
Are you
heart.
familiar with the
What?
story about how Captain Ahab's obsessed with killing this giant white whale? This right here, this Foxy Grid, that is my white whale. This thing haunts my nightmares. This grid keeps me up at night. Which honestly are two very contradictory effects of this one grid on my sleep habits, but that is how infuriating this thing is. I am convinced that this grid will eventually give us the name of the crying child. I just don't know how yet. Anyway, one of the other clues that never...
That's huge. The crying child? I mean, there is a lot of the references of, where, your birthday. There is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of emphasis placed. There's a lot of emphasis placed on the birthday, what you do for your birthday and everything. And a lot of it connects to the crying child. So that does make sense. It could be. But then again, a lot of the stuff that I hear about, the names some people have given the crying child, they just like giving a name. I just think the Crying Child's a good name. I just think the Crying Child is the staple name, and unless someone solves for it, I think I'm gonna stay with Crying Child. Oh wait, Crashmaster, thank you for the $5. Let me heart that. The Foxy Grid does seem to do something with the ABC at top left, but I'm not sure what else it would use with red herring or lore. I'm gonna go red herring in a way, but also I can see Scott. I can see what MatPat's saying is that there's a little emphasis placed on the crying child and the birthday and all that stuff, your perfect day and all that. So you know, Crying Child could be possible, name could be possible, but I really feel like Cassidy was like, Scott Cawthon, like, this is what you need to know, because I definitely feel like Cassidy, I definitely feel like Cassidy was a person that Scott had not fully flushed out and didn't feel satisfied with how much information was available. So Scott was like, all right, we're going to put the name in there. We're going to put the cipher. We're going to let them solve for it. And boom, there we go. But thank you for the $5. Can we get some W's for Crashmaster? All right, I'm going to go to bed with my dog. Goodbye, Muffin. You know, Security has a horrible lore when it's been 2 years in a DLC and people still don't understand it, in my opinion. Sand, who or what is your white whale? The person who revived Fazbear Entertainment. It's the person who took Fazbear's out of, you know, the closet in a way after Henry died. The whole thing with Henry. Whoever took that out and expanded it to the Pizzaplex, expanded it with all that stuff, you know, making sure the glam rock animatronics were made, all that stuff, that person. That is like the person I want to solve. But Sandwich, I always come back. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Really got a proper use out of this thing.
By the way, Sand, do you want to see a 3-page script on why Security Breach sucks? Yes and no, because I'm afraid.
A series of tally marks that were found throughout the book.
Sure, that's a
The fact
typo,
that they're
but
in
yeah.
red pen tells us that they were written by Mike. Other than that, we don't really know anything about what they were trying to say to us, and so they've lingered on in the back of my brain.
My white whale is the
half
placement of
a
the
day.
events
Why am I
relating
bringing
to
them up
sister
now? Well,
location.
I
That's
wondered
true.
if
That's a
there was
good one. I
possible
remember that.
connection between these two sets of tally marks.
Right here, guys,
You know,
like right
besides
here.
them just
Like, what? Reflect on the happiest day of your life. Write about the specific memory of the day that made you feel better. If you find yourself facing certain death, like, and like the birthday, like there's like, I get it. I get what MatPat's saying.
tally marks. Guess what I found? Groups of 4s and 5s only. Yet again, we find ourselves with a collection of tally marks carrying over the same specific set.
What if? Now this is crazy. I don't have any background. I don't have any information to back this up. But what if Scott's like trying to make us use the the numbers into the security logbook?
Sets of numbers.
Possibly.
Are they connected, or is this just a random coincidence? Not
All right,
really
end of
sure. But the fact that tally marks keep getting brought up and also keep stumping us, that's just a wee bit infuriating. And yet the games still aren't done with this puzzle. You see, the tally marks are connected to yet another part of the franchise, Security Breach. Back during my playthrough of the original Security Breach, this room in the daycare section.
Okay, hold up. Before I do anything, my white wheel is that the theories everyone says because it's so contradicting and confusing. Moses, if you really do think that the theories that people make are confusing, contradicting, and they make you confused about your perception of Five Nights at Freddy's, you're not wrong. You are completely 100% correct in a way. There are a lot of theories out there that people put out there on social media that are so riddled with just the basic errors of a theory. Like, I've seen stuff with dates that are entirely wrong. I've seen a lot of stuff that you're just like, well, that's not correct. But at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to make their own theory. And if it really bothers you that much, just literally play watch, Dawko, Fusion Z Gamer play Five Nights at Freddy's, and then watch Game Theory, and you'll be fine.
Really caught
You'll
my
be fine.
attention.
I'm
Yeah,
noticing
just
that
whatever.
2, 4, and 5.
If it's
are
that
different,
bad.
which is
Like, if you
weird.
really
As someone who
bothers you.
has dealt with a lot of codes and ARGs and things,
All right, bye,
that
Muffin.
feels suspicious. I agree.
2, 4, and 5. 2 years before Ruin, some element, some essence of this tally code was still kicking around. But now the numbers were being matched with colors. And so Reddit user Comfortable Map 7594 took those tally marks and used these colors to create a sort of paint by numbers graphic, which I absolutely adore as a possible solution, though I absolutely hate the fact that it didn't seem to produce anything. Let me know down in the comments. Do you see anything here? Because to me, all I'm seeing here is me getting depressed. So maybe we just take a break from trying to decode these things and instead take a minute to look at the world around these tallies to get a sense of who might be speaking.
2, 4, 5. What does it mean? 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Sorry. I mean, it's not that bad, but still. No, I'm kind of like joking in a way, but like I'm actually being kind of serious. Like, I've seen people put stuff out there that they don't like. It's clear that like I've made theories that do not make any sense. Like, I'm not innocent of it. But what I'm just trying to say is that be careful be careful. Like, be careful when some people make theories, and they act like it's complete fact. Just, step back and be like, hey, critically analyze the theory. Does it check off some of the basic points? Like, for example, someone instantly assuming that a certain set of books are canon to the games, without providing any prior explanation. Okay, you have to know they're assuming some knowledge is 100% correct before getting into it, So then you go okay, then it changes how you view it. Or then sometimes you're just like, I don't want to think that much. I just want to watch a video. Then maybe don't, watch the video and come to your own conclusion, or don't watch that video. And maybe, maybe you're like, oh, I don't really want to watch too much theory content because it confuses me. Or, you can come to your own theory, your own conclusion. But that's why I feel like it's very important when someone makes a theory about it. Like when I make a theory about, if I ever make a theory video and I'm going to talk about an event and I know that some people think that event connects to a certain set of books, I'll be like, I'll provide background, I'll provide the context of, since I don't believe that these books are 100% canon, this set of books are 100% canon to this set of games, then, I'm going to assume that blank, 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 blank. Just, I like when people make it clear, where they stand in their belief of certain events and certain connections. Say that. Because if not, you're going to get a couple people confused, and you're going to have people going, what? What did I just watch? Where did you get this character from? And all that. That's just why I like it when people go I'm coming at it from this perspective, and this perspective to this. That's what it is. For 2 months. Why are you subscribed to my Twitch channel? Why are you subscribed to my Twitch channel? Yeah, my first thoughts are FNAF 4 and FNAF 5. FNAF 2. Oh, yeah, I
mentioned in the security logbook, we know it's Mike, based on the red pen and the signature at the front of the book. But what about in Ruin? Well, in the baby plush room, we have, obviously enough, baby.
Which is really interesting that they included her.
Here is that they're not all baby. See, half the plushies are normal baby, and the other half are scrap baby. What's the big difference? Well, besides the obvious scrap metal plates on their bodies, there's one thing that alternates depending on the version.
Scrap
Something
baby
that's been important to baby since the very beginning. Her eye color. The regular baby plushies have blue eyes, while scrap baby has green eyes, showing the two sides of baby before and after
subscribe to my
Elizabeth's
Twitch
death
channel.
and possession. But Reddit user Dylan Hippyjink took it one step further. They noticed that the eyes of the baby and scrap baby plushies were scratched out, leaving just the blue right eye from baby and the green left eye for scrap baby. That right there, that is a compelling detail, because it directly matches up to the evil entity that we've been battling against throughout the entire game, the Mimic. You see, in the story Tiger Rock, the Mimic AI program takes the form of the digital entity Tiger Rock, a tiger animatronic with a green left eye and a blue right eye. Is this confirmed?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. This part hurt me. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I would not be surprised if Tiger Rock. All right, you ready for this? Ready for this prediction? I would not be surprised if Tiger Rock became a part of Five Nights, a Help Wanted, but Tiger Rock instead had a red left eye and a green right eye. Just making Tiger Rock be different for the sake of being different. Oh, okay, Tiger Rock. They're all right, let's let the community still be confused. Let's make Tiger Rock actually have dark hair that's burned and, arms that are clawed. Just being confusing for the sake of being confusing. I would not be surprised if they do it.
Confirming for us
I would not be surprised if FNAF threw another
curveball.
curveball.
One and the same.
Yeah.
Or maybe that the Mimic has two souls.
But that's why I'm sorry for the pausing, guys. But that's why I think Help Wanted 2 is releasing so soon, because A, they're capitalizing off of the hype of the FNAF movie and Ruin, but also because I genuinely believe that Scott and Steel Wool and just the people in charge in general they just saw the natural progression of Mimic and Ruin, FNAF movie being in its weird own world of lore, and then they knew that there were going to be a ton of questions. The books, they just knew there were going to be a bunch of questions, so they purposely made Help Wanted release in the same year. So because I think there's going to be a little bit of a cheat sheet in a way, all right, guys, we'll let you in on the master plan. Here's the cheat sheet. It will have a couple answers in here for you. I genuinely believe that will happen. I do believe that there will be some answers within Help Wanted 2, possibly more than we'd ever expect out of a FNAF game, because I think they knew they're gonna be confused. Let's slow down. FNAF throws scoopers at all of us. I would love to see the 3D Tiger Rock animatronic. I would too, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's completely, like, it's altered in a way separate from the books to confuse us. I'm just telling you, like, it's just so FNAF. It's just like, you know, like America's like fireworks and barbecue and all that. You know, like everyone, like there's like just signature traits of something. You know, it's just like, I don't know why I said America. I don't know why. That was the first thing came like America. And like FNAF is just constantly dead kids and you know, just concerning amounts of bodies and souls possessing things and, you know, just America. You know, not America. FNAF. You know, like just being confusing. You know, throwing curveballs when there couldn't be curveballs. You know what I mean? That's my thought process.
Or entities that it learned from. Just like how Baby in the books is 2 children in one, Elizabeth and Charlie. Not really sure, but that right there, that is a massive revelation that feels super important to solving the mystery. Or at least it did, until I dug a bit more and found out.
Oh wow, Matt Pat, you really did that. You just looped us around for a second and then, yeah.
Plushies also sometimes have their left eye missing. It is still a very cool, compelling connection that I'm not willing to fully discount yet. It's just not as consistent as I would have liked as far as evidence goes. The chair, meanwhile, looks like a disciplinary
Hey,
measure.
he did point it out.
A child that was put into timeout, forced to face into a corner and
Guys,
scratching away
I think like
walls
Matt Pat.
for hours or days out of boredom. Since this is a room full of ghostly
And yet
baby
Fazbear
plushies,
Entertainment
it
is
stands to reason that
thriving.
the punished child here could
Yeah.
have been Elizabeth. Obviously not physically here in this room of the Pizzaplex, but with the
have
scene
sniffles.
recreating a recurring moment from her past in some ghostly, spectral way. We know
Oh, that's
Afton
cool.
wasn't
I
ready
didn't
to
see
go
that. There's a kid in the chair. I completely missed that. Yeah, there's a kid in the chair. Guys, there's a kid in the chair. Yeah.
greatest dad to her. Maybe this right here is a glimpse of his parenting.
Hey, timeout is appropriate. I did a lot of dumb things as a kid, and I deserve timeout. So maybe timeout isn't that bad. Maybe Afton wasn't that horrible of a father.
Style. As for the tally marks in Bonnie's green room, the font is the same,
I'm
so
joking.
they were likely carved by the same person. But honestly, that's where the similarities end. These marks appear in AR land.
AR Land. So obviously AR Land, person who has access to the digital network, Vanny network. Non-AR Land is someone who is a
As opposed
person.
to babies,
Also,
which
is
are in
probably a
the real
kid.
world.
Because
This
there's a timeout
implies
show.
that whoever made Bonnie's marks either had the Vanny mask at some point or is
Hey.
connected to the digital network that's running the Pizzaplex.
More-
Bonnie's marks are also higher up.
Personally, I believe that the Vanny mask is... Ooh. ID's Fantasy should be hopping on this. Because ID's Fantasy could say that the real one is the real Van... You guys don't know, ID's Fantasy thinks that there's 2 Vanessas, 1 human, 1 robot. So, I guess that could, like, possibly help. But I do think that the more likely answer is it's someone who has a connection to the network rather than someone who's using the mask. But then again, the marks appear in Ruin. But in Security Breach, I don't know.
Up on the wall, as opposed to babies,
That would require
which
a
are
little
at
bit of
floor
me
level, easily reachable by
smashing
a
my head
small
against the
child. So then
whiteboard,
why
but
these 2
that's
rooms
interesting.
specifically? Well, a few things come to mind. If Baby is in fact connected in some way to the Mimic and or the neural network that runs the Pizzaplex, we can guess that Bonnie is too. When we deactivate the wet floor bots around the
Okay.
Pizzaplex, we
There's a tweet out there. There's a tweet that someone said. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm breaking character here. I'm breaking character. There's a tweet. I want to just tell you this tweet. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you didn't see it, so I'll just tell you right now. The tweet was someone who, you know, like the picture of like Patrick. Let me see if you guys can see this. The picture of Patrick like that. Like it's what FNAF opinion would have you like this, and it's well, you know, what FNAF opinion would get you in trouble. And this person said, I never cared about Glamrock Bonnie. I feel the exact same way. Glamrock Bonnie being attacked by Monty Gator dude being attacked and that being the end of his story, I was actually cool with. I don't care about Bonnie that much. I'm not that attached. Okay, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm not that attached to the idea of Bonnie now.
also end up deactivating Bonnie. So that connection into the wider Pizzaplex interface may be important here. We also know that both Baby and Bonnie are quote-unquote missing from the Pizzaplex. Baby isn't supposed to be here, according to that AR description, and Bonnie...
Alright, wait, Enderman, what'd you say? I said I like how 1, 2, and 3 had their own story, and 4, World and 5 had their own, but still connected to the previous 3. I hate how VR as Security Breach and Ruin don't correlate to each other at the end at all and have no relation. I will state that I can make a whole separate video talking about it, but I will still state to this day that the handling of Vanny, the handling of Glitchtrap, and Patient 46 in a way, like how that whole thing is criminal. I really need an explanation from Steel Wool at some point down the road, maybe Scott. What happened to Vanny and Glitchtrap? Did they just not feel that was a viable villain? Is that what happened? Like, I don't know. There was so much just available and possible with that character, and we got nothing. We got, like, absolutely nothing compared to what we could have had. Yeah, did someone say criminal Moses? It's just so bad.
Money was decommissioned from the complex.
One of the dark
There are
spots on
obviously
FNAF.
loose threads, but
Lore,
in a puzzle with
history,
no clear answer that somehow
stuff, I
connects
don't know.
two very random, historically unrelated characters like Bonnie and Baby, every small detail here is absolutely worth considering. But that's more than enough talk about tally marks. Let me remind you of yet another numerical code that was just blatantly given to us by the devs that us as a community have been largely unable to solve. Remember those Mylar balloons that I was just freaking out about in Superstar Daycare? Well, they have themselves yet another appearance right here, on the 8th hole of Security Breach's Monty Gator Golf arcade cabinet. On this Balloon Boy themed hole, we get this.
3192. That's suspicious.
A handful of numbered balloons. In reality, the number sequence is actually a lot longer. 6369553192. The fact that these
Steel
are in
Wool
Monty
really
Gator Golf
outdid
immediately
themselves
made
here.
me wonder whether this code was the score they...
I wonder if Steel Wool is going to give us like a way to solve it with Help Wanted 2. Because if there really was, I'm sure there was like some intention for these numbers, and there was some like overall grand scheme for it. I'm shocked that it hasn't come sooner, or maybe it'll come in Help Wanted 2. Like, they might have realized, like, we went too far. Like, whoops, sorry guys, we went a little too complex.
They had to get in the game, except there are 10 numbers and only 9 holes. But when has simple math ever stopped the internet? User 00core00 tried a number of different combinations to see whether they could activate anything. Sadly, nothing. Then Ruin released with a new Monty Gator Golf arcade.
Exactly, I was working on a video where I was talking about how much the state of the lore in FNAF sucks right now. FNAF lore right now does suck. Guys, FNAF lore right now I don't think it sucks. I think it's confused. I think that Scott, Steel Wool, everyone who's making this, whole grand scheme, they're still trying to figure out the story that they're trying to tell. And I genuinely believe that the Mimic is something that they want to tell. I think they're more passionate about the Mimic than they ever were about Glitchtrap or Vanessa or Vanny. I think they're more passionate about the Mimic and what that could offer than what Vanny and Glitchtrap could have been. And I think that their eagerness to just cut it off and throw it out hurts we can argue and bicker about how that happened and if it was, not done in a clean manner, if it was, poorly executed. We can argue over that. The fans can argue over that at the end of the day. But I think they're satisfied and they're happier talking about the Mimic. Does it suck because Glitchtrap and Vanny could have been better? Yes, I to this day do not think that the Mimic in any way has even approached to the level of Vanny and Glitchtrap. And anyway, I've seen people on Twitter tweeting the biggest copium and like, look at the Mimic's so cool. The Mimic this. And I'm like,
arcade cabinet, and so people like
digitalized Afton infecting people and robots, and Vanny, who could somehow be, this cool story of, possibly being the daughter of Afton, or whatever the heck that is. There's no way you're going to argue that that's cooler, that's not cooler than the Mimic. And the story there, the cult of Afton, like that whole thing that Matt Pat said. There's no way on earth they're going to argue that the Mimic is cooler. Absolutely not. No way. No way at all. Any argument in that direction is complete and utter copium. You are making up nonsense to make yourself feel better about it. And that's okay. At the end of the day, it's fine. That's your opinion. It's completely fine. You are able to do whatever you want. Like, you are able to believe. But do not try pretending like it's cooler. Like, no. You're not selling me on the scam. You're not selling me on that crypto zoo, okay? That Poppy Playtime NFT. You're not selling me on it.
Like Yusuf0808 tried again using this exact same code and still wound up with nothing.
Hi,
Here's the thing,
Tyboba.
though, both of these
Sorry,
games
you're in the
have
middle of a
been
rant.
data-mined to heck and back. If this code was meant to unlock something
I
inside of
apologize.
Monty Gator Golf, we'd
Hi.
have heard about it already, which leads me to believe that it's something
Sandwich Lane
actually
Network.
outside of the game. Much like I suspected with the tally marks, it's not about activating some hidden ending, it's about giving us a code, a cipher, a
Yes.
phrase that'll tell us something about the wider world.
Of
We
course.
just haven't figured out how to use it yet. I've tried converting the letters, ciphers,
Yes, it
you
is a
name
little bit of a
just
rant.
keep coming up empty-handed. One of our writers even suggested trying hex codes to see if there might be something there. At first it looked positive. The last 6 numbers actually produce a purple that matches the Aftons that we know and love so much, but it's not an exact match, nor does the first half of the numbers amount to anything meaningful. Maybe the fact that these are Mylar balloons connected to the multicolored Mylar balloons in the daycare, which then also connects them back to the tally mark puzzle, or maybe I'm just desperately looking for answers where there are no answers to be had. Now, for all of these lingering puzzles, I was able to find at least a couple of people discussing them online, in Discords, forums, Reddit posts, what have
Okay.
you. But for this last one, nothing. Or at least practically nothing. I could find only 2 posts total, which is exactly why I wanted to raise some awareness about it here, because to me, this seems like a
Yes, I'm very happy that he's doing this. 100%. I think it was like 3 days or like 5, like a week after he made that video about the logbook, we found out who Cassidy was. So like him putting a spotlight on this is very important and very cool. But once again, I mean, I knew he wasn't going to solve anything because he says, help me solve the impossible. So I knew it, but at the same time, I'm happy that he's putting a spotlight because it's definitely something that needs more attention.
massive clue that largely got overlooked during the
Also, I gotta say, you know, when you have a community like FNAF's where a large portion of the audience never plays the games, you're already dealing with a limited pool of people who have or who can access the game and actively look within. So you have like the big pool of people that like FNAF, and then you have a smaller pool within that pool of, how about this? The resort is FNAF. Everyone who loves FNAF stays at the resort, right? That's the FNAF community. But there's some pools that people are in within that resort of the people who actually have the game and play it. So it kind of like you're already kind of gooing, you're kind of like, you know, that noise. Mad Sand. I'm not mad. I'm
the
just,
wave
you
of
know.
reveals that happen throughout
talking.
Ruin. Early on in the game, we have a chance to revisit the daycare attendant's room. This room is nothing new to a FNAF theorist. It was the one that we were able to unlock in Security Breach by photographing random characters throughout the game world. Inside of it, we were able to find the glitchy Balloon World arcade cabinet, a
Boy.
lost relic to a seemingly
Everyone's
incomplete
favorite.
path inside the game. So when the room showed up again in Ruin, I wanted to pay extra attention. On the surface, the room seems largely the same, just a bit messier than before. Boxes of stuff, clothing hanging from the wall, some post-it notes scattered around, but then by putting on the Vanny mask, everything resets to normal. The room basically goes back to the way that it was, cleaner, more organized, nothing all that noteworthy, until of course you start talking about the notes. Those are worthy. All of a
no.
sudden on a blank wall, we get ourselves a 3x3 grid of post-it notes. What is it with Steel Wool games and post-it note lore? I mean, if I had a nickel for every time Steel Wool used post-it
Uh-oh.
notes to hint at lore,
Uh-oh. Post-it notes. I was about to say. Post-it notes and Security Breach. If you guys remember the whole post-it note room. Security Breach. Note. Post-it room. You guys remember this room? Where is it? Let me find the images. Let me see. Yeah, this room. Like with all this stuff. The post-it notes. This room right here. Yeah. That room with all the notes that drove people absolutely crazy and still kind of does to this day. Because it's like the Greg bot. By the way, Ted Bulbo was talking about. Let me see. Guys, by the way, I remember I don't have another monitor to see you chat, so I gotta actively like boop. I have to pause this and look down. By the way, I was talking about how much Security Breach sucked. Hey, listen, Ted Bulbo, we will not talk about how, you know, we will not talk about how we will not do that, okay? Don't worry. You'd have 2 nickels.
or I'd have 2 nickels, which is
Oh,
a
you
lot,
saw the
but
video,
really
you knew it was
good
gonna
price.
happen.
The 9 post-its that we're dealing with are as follows. One that says groceries with butter written 3 times. There's a collection of dots, a scribble, footprints, hearts and pizza, lightning bolt, sun and hill, stars and a microphone, and a selection of
Exotic butters. 7. Footsteps. Footprints. I have no idea. Scribble as utter nonsense. That's a bear print. That's like an animatronic print right there. That's something. That could be something. Hearts and pizza. Hearts and pizza. Lightning bolts. These remind me of the charging stations. Hill with the sun. Ooh, hill with the sun. Hill with the sun. Security breach. Typing. 3-star ending. Hill with the sun. When I think hill with sun, or ground with sun, is that ground with sun? Yeah, like grass with sun. I think this is where my mind goes. This is where my mind goes. It goes to this. All right. Star with a microphone. A Glamrock Freddy because he's the singer. Duh. And that's Candy. That's Candy. So that reminds me of ending. Glamrock Freddy, Candy, Power Station, Glamrock Chica. Ooh, Glamrock Chica? Or just pizza? I have no idea. Animatronic prints, scribbles that I have no idea what that's supposed to be. It looks like a duck somehow. That looks like poop. Have you guys ever see like deer scat? I have no idea. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And then exotic butters. That's what that reminds me of right there.
Candy. As usual, my first thought was to jump into a
Alright, let's
site.
see if I was right.
Immediately, you see how some of these post-its can relate to numbers. We have 2 feet, 4 stars, 7 dots, 3 butters, 3 lightning bolts. Felt like a really solid place to start, but obviously it wasn't going to be perfect. We have a pizza post-it, but are we counting the 2 slices of pizza, the 4 hearts, or both? What about that squiggle? What's that stand for? Nothing? How about the Hill
Duck.
of the Sun? Is this meant to be FNAF 6's graveyard
Ooh,
hill? So maybe
FNAF
we'll
6
count
graveyard.
gravestones? Or is this more likely counting the number of rays coming off the sun? Overall, converting the post-its to numbers
Oh, was I not?
wasn't really given the cleanest
We're not on the same
solution,
page,
but
Matt.
it did feel like a step in the right direction. From there, when you look up how
What's
to
up,
solve
Dog
3x3
Smith?
ciphers, the #1 solution that pops up is the Hill cipher. Now, when it comes to codes, a Hill cipher is pretty darn complex, but overall, the key to deciphering one is a matrix. Table of numbers.
I've heard of a hill cipher before, and it was not good. I had no idea what we were talking
in
about.
the English letter of the alphabet. To encode a message using 0, B would be matrix. The result coded message would look a little something like this. I'm not even gonna try. Like I said, it's a pretty complex way of encoding something, but let's be honest
Complex
with
is
ourselves, is FNAF ever not?
I don't think Security Breach liked how fast the community solved their previous cipher, so they probably went really hard on this one just to be difficult. I think the scribble is going to be Bonnie getting destroyed. Really?
Complex. And after the wall code from Security Breach got broken
In a day? I thought it was like a week. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a week before we solved that. But if it's actually a day, 100% explains Steel Wool being angry. Like, they solved it too fast. Let's do something entirely complex and really not justifiable in any way.
Day, Steel
'Cause
Wool was
why
probably
not?
looking for something that's a bit harder, some with
Yeah.
a bit more lasting power. So really, a Hill cipher seems to fit this new wall
Hey,
code
gravity
nicely.
falls.
There's just one problem. What exactly are we decoding? Sure, we have ourselves a rough matrix, but where's the number or letter sequence that we're trying to put through it? The balloons? The tally marks? I ran them both through a few variations of my own matrix.
More
3 for
speedrunning?
butters, 7 for dots, 2 for footprints, 4 hearts, etc., etc. But ultimately, I wound up with nothing to show for the whole thing. Again, it felt like we were getting close to a methodology, but I was just missing.
MadPat's saying it, and I'm saying it. This video is a little long for not actually solving anything. I don't think he solves anything. Someone say he doesn't solve anything. It's a little long for not solving anything, but I will say, good thing he's pointing this out because there's definitely something that needs to be solved.
Some crucial step in the process. So I try to completely
I'm gonna give it 72 hours before someone solves it.
different approach. Rather
Someone will
than
solve it, though.
ciphers, did this collection of images mean
Now that he's
something to
talking
me?
about
The
it,
candy
someone
to
will
me
solve
looked
it.
very similar to the drawings that we saw in the original post-it room from Security Breach. Same goes
Interesting.
with the pizzas. The lightning bolts are designed similarly to the charging stations.
Me and Matt Pat
found
were on the
throughout
same page.
Pizzaplex, as well as the bolt of lightning on Glamrock Freddy's chest.
I didn't say
Notice
that.
the flat tops on the lightning bolts, which makes them distinctly
I wish we
different
could join
from
voice
other
chat.
lightning
Oh,
bolts
just
that
like
we've
on a
seen
mic,
across
that's
the
what
series, like the
there's a
controlled
homework.
shock
No,
button from
don't worry
Sister
about it, man. I'm not gonna
Location.
join voice
Microphone
chat just
stars
'cause my
reminds
voice
me
is
of Freddy
gone.
in the gang. This group of 7
Yeah, wait, he didn't agree.
controlled shock button from Sister Location. The microphone and stars reminds me of Freddy in the gang.
He thinks Freddy and the gang. I was thinking just Freddy.
This group of 7 dots, certainly vague, but the number 7 has shown up before in both FNAF VR and the post-it
Yeah, I
room
have no
of
idea what
Security
to do with
Breach.
that. It
Usually
looks like deer
represents the
scat
7
or rabbit
victims,
poop or
5
whatever the
missing
heck.
children, Charlie, and the crying child. 7
not
dots,
kidding when I say
7
that.
graves. You've got the hill in the sun, which is reminiscent of the hill during the Afton and Princess Quest endings, and the butters were obvious references to Sister Location's
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Overall, all the post-its seem to relate in at least a small tangential way to Michael Afton. Man, he
MatPat, we better let's get a good explanation with this one. MatPat, I was not thinking MatPat. Ooh, Glenrock Freddy. I guess Glenrock Freddy, because people think Matt. Ooh, Michael Afton. Okay, all right. People think Michael Afton possesses Glenrock Freddy. That's a thought. Exotic Butters. That's his bonus for working at Sister Location. The hill ending, which is what I think that note is. It's him on a hill. Pizza. Ooh, I have no idea. Does Michael Afton like pizza? I forgot.
Really is becoming like his dad, always coming back to our theories. Reddit
I have
user
no idea.
Pikmin King X posted about these 9 drawings and drew
I
all
got
of them
no clue,
back to
Chief.
2 very important games, Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator. 2 games where we for sure play as Michael Afton. First, you
Hold
got
up, I
candy
wanna
that we
see.
spoke about. Well, in Pizzeria Simulator, candy's all over the place. In advertisements from Lally's Lollies, gumball machines we can buy for
that's
the
a little
franchise.
loose.
But the most important one
Little
of all,
loose.
of course, is Candy Cadet, who actually winds up back in ruin.
Candy
The
Cadet's
lightning bolts
possible.
also
He
relate
does
back
give
to
you
FNAF 6,
candy,
as
like
they're
the little
identical to
boop-doop.
the power-up that you collect in the Fruity Maze
I'll
minigame.
take it.
Or, like I said, they can relate to the lightning bolt on Glamrock Freddy's chest.
I think Glamrock
and
Freddy would be
animatronic,
more
who many have theorized, myself
better.
included, has the soul of Michael Afton.
I want to make a video talking about all of this. I want to make a video just like a brush. I think that FNAF has moved on from Soul Possession. I think we have. I think we're moving on to the era of Remnant, Agony, and Memories. But that is another theory and another conversation for another day. I will hold off. But I really believe that we've moved on to the era of Memories and to the era of that and Remnant and Agony. Whereas Possession is kind of like fading a little bit away. Because I don't think Steel Wool knows how to do it as well as Scott Cawthon. Scott Cawthon? I think you're Steel Wool. I think you have a great opportunity to do something with FNAF. But I don't think you fully nailed Soul Possession yet.
Inside it.
I believe in you, though.
Callback
I
to
believe
the 4
in you.
main Rockstar animatronics. Freddy, who holds the microphone, along with Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The Sunny Hill, well, that's the iconic FNAF 6 gravestone ending. With
What? No. You're wrong, Mad Pat. It's obviously 1,000% the hill with Glamrock Freddy.
all 5 of the missing children, plus Charlie put to rest on the hill. Along with that, he'd be familiar
Why
with
is
the
Michael
7th
here?
victim, his younger brother, the crying child, so if that's what these 7 dots represent, he'd understand that symbolism. Mike also has a strong
Sure.
love of pizza, as in the security logbook, he literally says it's the only reason to apply for the job, with hearts on the
All
other
right.
pages that look similar to the ones that are on the post-its over here. Then there's the footprints.
maybe
in
not.
true classic FNAF theory fashion, Pikmin King X points out that these are 3-toed footprints.
That's
and they're
true,
almost
Midnight Motorist
identical
with
to the
the-
ones
yeah.
that we see in the other FNAF 6 minigame, Midnight Motorist,
Possible.
where there are 2 3-toed footprints outside of a broken window, where Michael's either the escapee who broke out of that
What's
window
up, slimy
or
snails?
the one
Welcome
sitting
back.
on the couch watching TV. The only thing unaccounted for here are the squiggly lines, but to me, that could just represent Ennard, or the Tangle, or whatever robot spaghetti this franchise wants to throw at the wall at this point.
Honestly.
Could this mean that Michael might in fact be alive? That he's living inside the Pizzaplex trying to finish the job that he started? Maybe that's the entire reason the sister location room exists in the Pizzaplex in the first place. Maybe
Sister Location Room definitely is a large plays incurs the memory of Michael Afton or the Aftons in general. Robot family dinner security breach. Yeah, the sister location, obviously that room, the sister location room, and then also the Afton family having dinner. This whole thing where like there's the family at the table, and the baby, the mother, the dad, the kid missing his head, and Michael Afton. The Aftons definitely have a theme, recurring theme within Security Breach.
it's him talking to the recreation of his younger brother. Maybe he learned the language of the mimic that his father used to communicate with the monster that killed his sister, like we predicted in a previous theory. All signs here point to Michael, or not. Let me be perfectly clear. This is broad speculation based on a piece of evidence that has clearly not
Pat's
been
providing
solved
a
yet.
disclaimer.
And honestly, that's why I need your help. You've seen all the theory threads that I've
Okay,
been pulling, all the
Matt
ciphers
Pat,
and
24 minutes of
interpretations
it,
that I've
though?
tried here, we're still none the wiser. There are solutions out there for all of these puzzles. I am almost sure of that. that. But I need the collective hive mind of the FNAF community behind me to pitch out some solutions. The theorists of Reddit I called out today have done an amazing job getting the ball rolling, and I do truly believe that with a bit more time and a bit more focus, together we can solve these mysteries. Last time I did a theory like this, it was 5 years ago.
That's true. Okay, he's mentioning
48 hours
it.
later, you all had collectively
48 hours
discovered
later.
Cassidy hidden
I thought it was
inside
like a
the
couple
security
days.
logbook. And now it is one of the most solid, concrete, important pieces of information that we've ever had for the lore of this franchise.
That is true.
Let's try to do that again here. One or all of these puzzles are going to lead to some sort of massive revelation.
I think that's the end of the video. He's wrapping it up. I could tell. Alright, that was pretty good. I actually don't disagree that much. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate that. I don't really hate it. I mean, I do think that 24 minutes is a little long, but I do have to understand. I understand that he has to provide the community or the, his fans or people who want to help solve the lore all the information that he has, so he is not holding anything back, or all the theories he has. So I understand why it had to be that long, but at the same time, I don't like that it was that long. But I get it, and also you make more money off a longer video. So heck, take advantage of the high ad rates right now. Sand doesn't hate something for once. I know, shocking. There was an R-rated screenplay of the FNAF movie that was going around, and it really makes me appreciate the movie that we got. I've seen some leaks. I haven't interacted with any of it. I haven't read anything. I haven't actually interacted with some of the leaks movie stuff that's going around. I know there was a script or something along those lines about the movie. I am choosing not to interact with any of that because I genuinely believe that we can't place too much. Remember, the movie was developed over 8 years. First of all, by the way, it was 8 years. So there's there's a lot of time. But also, I do think that the movie, going forward for the FNAF 2 movie, FNAF 2 and FNAF 3, the movies that will be coming after, they are going to get some more leaks because people are going to be possibly paid within the circle to leak some things on set. Oh, I let some information slip that, this character is being casted as this person, or we're filming in, Philadelphia. We're filming at this place, and this photo, and this, leaks are possible. But also, I definitely think that because it's going to be part of, Universal Pictures, and, these larger companies, which have more employees, there's a lot more likely chance that things get leaked. Whereas before in FNAF, we would use, voice acting gigs. I think it'll be on a larger scale of, we're going to see people being all right, here's a photo of the set. And they're oh, wow. That's very revealing of this person playing this character, this doing. I know. I think leaks will be bigger for the movie. Low quality camera. Yeah, I have a bad camera. It's a Logitech webcam. It's the best I got. Sorry. I apologize. I said I'm sorry. Let's see. Extremely random question, but which is the best FNAF Endo in your opinion? FNAF Endo 1 or Endo 2? Let's see. I need to see them to properly. FNAF Endo 1. Is this Endo 1? Okay. FNAF. Oh, I know Endo 2. FNAF Endo 2. It's FNAF. Yeah, it's this one. They're both ugly. They're both really ugly. They're endoskeletons. I think this one. I think this one's better. I like this one better, but at the same time, this was the one that was in the movie. If you guys remember, there was that clip from the movie. This was in it. So I think that this one might, I don't think looks as cool. It was the one that they showed in the FNAF movie. So, come to your own conclusions. Just saying. Yeah. It's pretty good considering some Logitechs. Oh my goodness, dude. Logitech sucks. This webcam's good. I like the webcam for the price that I paid. But for Logitech projects in general, I've had some of their projects flat out just suck. This mouse is Logitech, and Martin is here, and I don't hate the mouse, but it's had moments where the battery has died. The batteries that came with it died so fast, and I should have expected it. I should have, but I was really. I enjoy small leaks, but when it comes to medium to big leaks, I try my best to ignore them. Yes, I do try to ignore them as well, but also it's just part of working with larger companies that have more employees. That's just the way it works. More people involved in a project, the higher the chance is that something gets out to the public. Just the way it works. Any of the adventure animatronics are so scrungly? What the heck? I have no idea what that word is. Oh my goodness, Moses. Budget cuts. Where is this? The Phantom Tax? I've seen the Phantom Tax. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to call it a night. I feel that my voice is kind of dying. I appreciate you guys for joining me so far. How long was this stream? An hour long. All right, this was a lot longer than I thought it would be. But I appreciate you should rewire the battery circuit so you can plug it in directly into your computer so you can charge it. It doesn't have it's completely wireless. It's like completely wireless. It just is a battery. There's nowhere to plug it in. So, yeah. 69 minutes. Nice. Indeed. According to Dako, who went to the FNAF movie set, he said the endoskeleton in the movie's name is Tina. It's like GT Live. You're able to make a shorter video over an hour. Exactly. I'm fueling the flame. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. Appreciate you guys all for joining. I'll try to maybe stream tomorrow. No guarantees, depending on how I feel. But my voice right now is absolutely gonzo. I feel it disappearing and fading away from existence. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, another day. But the video, oh yeah, Henry Emily trial releases tomorrow. I want to let you know that. The Henry Emily trial releases tomorrow. It comes out mañana. You have to say that in more fluid. Not mañana. Mañana. Comes out tomorrow. I don't know any of the languages for tomorrow. So, Henry Emily, if you're not a member, if you have not seen it, it does release tomorrow. So, Henry, spoiler, the video is amazing. I'm happy all the members like the video. Members, you guys have been very vocal about liking the video. So, I'm so excited to upload it. Thumbnail's done, video's done, everything's done. It's releasing tomorrow. There is not going to be a premiere. There's not going to be like a time. It's just going to release tomorrow, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern. I don't have exact time, planned, but it's releasing, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. I almost stole that from Rytos. I almost said your host toast. No, I need to get a catchphrase. I'm the sandwich. Guys, I'm tired. I apologize. Fun fact, it's 11 p.m. It's 11:43 p.m. All right, guys, bye. I'm sorry. This is not how I thought. This stream went from starting with a bang, just whoom, let's get into it, and then it's fizzling out with a fart. That's what's happening right now. All right, bye. That was embarrassing.